Yeah, it seems like you want to talk to me, but I didn't know if it was about what crossed my mind or what I was reading. But this thing with the pain, I'm saying like I've had a lot. This pain I have right now is not unlike when I first started, when I stopped being able to work. This is why I mean that this was actually this type, a bunch of types of pain, but like one version of what you're doing to persons. I mean, this is actually very familiar. That's when I could no longer function. So I stopped working. This kind of pain. It's not doing. This is, but then you sort of like signal me. I mean, what I was thinking. See, I don't know. Look, you're it, this newer thing. It continues to amaze me. I mean, it's so to say. I mean, like this one person. Like, ow. I mean, the psychological stuff. I mean, and the pain. The fact that this is the kind of pain I was in before, and the fact that some of your people do things that are really, I don't know how it's possible, but I get it. I mean, it's just really. Nah, I really wish they wouldn't, but it must. It's some of these things I really wish didn't happen. I mean, but it's slightly traumatic. But then again, the pain is taking precedence. Um, but I mean, then again, what I was reading. I mean, that book by Amartya Sen. I mean, that's it. Well, it's about. See, it's a. Unfortunately, it could be applied to our country, which it's meant to be about developing what are called developing countries. But I mean, but you could apply it here too. I mean, it's like it's a because of what's going on with the degree of the amount of people that are in economic distress, and there is no change in sight unless there's some kind of structural change to our economy, which is fully possible as I understand it. But I'm not in that field. But what she's saying is, I mean, what I was reading when you sort of knocked or whatever. Right, that I mean that she links development and freedom, like we want to be for individual freedom, but she said there's a way of looking at development, economic development that is like statistically like GDP and what's the average income and these kind of things. But she's like, it really, if you wanna, that's not though. She's saying, I mean, he, I think, is he, Martin Sen, so Harvard economist. It's a very, very this is a very important book on the subject, and like the thing is for people in that field. But right, I mean, as it would apply here, I mean, people's individual freedom and liberty are constrained by these kind of economic conditions. I mean, if you want to be about liberty and freedom and say like we have a society where we really believe in like individual freedoms, if that amount of people are in that level of permanent economic distress, right? I mean, in a variety of ways, they individual they're free to, they're not free. I mean, they're not free, and they do it without, it's an assault on individual freedom because of it should be obvious reasons, but they're not obvious because we talk about the economy in this like way that doesn't really tell you what's happening. Like the reports come out and percentages and things like that are like that aren't really what's happening. I guess is what I was reading about, but that she means it. He means it to be about societies where actual meaning what development studies looks at, and we're not thought to, they don't use this kind of way of writing about things except in that context. As for these psychological things that are going on with the pain, I mean, I'm basically operating off fear of pain right now, but some of this stuff is pretty interesting, but it must be something very special. So why think negatively? But this amount of pain. I mean, But see, this is the kind of pain that stopped that why I left the workforce, so to speak, and then went on to a long recovery. This is why I got so. See, when I went into recovery from alcohol, like the main thing was when I was in this much physical pain, I said, look, until I'm completely sober, I won't know what role that's playing. You know, like, or if it's playing a major role in the pain. And then when that went away, then when they had me in the rehab, they said you have to go to a trauma program because like that's what this is not the primary thing. You got to go on a long time of trauma recovery, like we call this deep trauma, and like then that started that recovery journey and so on and so forth. And then starting in 2000 and around 2009, that's when the game started. That's when like 2 years of a great recovery was wrecked, and my game began. And then, but now we're here. I mean, I survived it, so this is great. I mean, I'm participating in something, but this is the pain I was in when I first stopped being able to function. That's okay. That's all right. I mean, it's all right. I mean, it's just so what you're doing here so must be important. Must be that our charges, our mission or whatever is very important, and this wouldn't all be happening for no reason. But I do hope to say I hope I'm not in this kind of debilitating pain. I mean, I don't know different kinds of pain you can apply, but I don't know if like I say, your thing is it has a point. I mean, thank God something has a point. When the sort of game the part of the game that I almost didn't make it here, you know, that game that started in 2009. I mean, I didn't know the reason. I mean, I said either this will stop or I'll know the reason why. And but now I do to the extent that that was related to this. Oh, like there was a reason, like something special, and people like me have a role to play in it, whatever that is. So I mean, like it's different now. I did so whatever. I don't know how all this is possible, or if I was rescued from the other game getting played on me. That's never clear, you know. Because remember, a lot of when I say you have files on me, well, you know, if computer programmers are involved, you know, you may have been trying to rescue people who are gonna end up, you know, in psychoanalysis cults. It may be that you got those files from you know some other way than them officially being you know that they were. I mean, it's all complicated what happened. But I mean, now this is different. I got away from. I got at least the space to try to heal. My family's out of my life, and your thing, in a way, provided me with an attorney that I never would have found. I mean, I would never have found an attorney on my own because no one would have believed me. Such an odd, it's a twisted up situation, and I'm in was in no condition to speak for myself. Now I could, but no, I mean, I was so messed up from what had happened with that cult and everything that, like, yeah, I mean, now I wouldn't have been able to do any of this. So I'm grateful and I'm scared of the pain, and but I'm happy to help. You know, that's what's happening. You know, I mean, it is a bit. It makes your thoughts race, but the pain's what I'm really worried about.